Hello everyone, this is going to be one of my first videos ever being made. Hopefully I do an alright job. Okay, so what I'm going to be showing you today is a stock tank wicking bed raised garden. And I'll kind of show you what I'm doing. I got a few stock tanks from Fleet Farm. I'm going to come out of the camera here. Okay, so here's my stock tank. Let's see, I'm doing the video kind of backwards. Okay, there it is. It's a 7-foot, 223 gallon from Fleet Farm. And I'm going to see if I can switch this camera around in process. Yes, I can. Okay, there, that helps. So, 223 gallon. And what I did is I took some 7th generation. There's a plug for you. Dish soap, and I poured it inside of that, and I used my pressure washer right here, and I sprayed out the whole inside to get all the gunk out of it and whatnot, and then I washed it with my 7th generation dishwasher detergent and this fancy tool right here. I got this off of Amazon. I don't remember what it is, but it worked pretty slick. For scrubbing it. I can put that down in the description afterwards. Sorry for my camera movement, trying to do this by myself right now. I probably will go out and get a tripod here for the second video when I do, because I'm going to do 3 of these. This one, and that one as a raised bed. Okay, so here's what I've got. I'm going to tell you this right now. I spent a lot of time thinking about this. I went to Home Depot and I bought these things. Actually, I bought 2 rolls of 100 feet of this. The first roll didn't have sock on it. I brought it home in my Suburban there and got home, and I kept smelling Unstoppables, the laundry additive to make your clothes smell good. And I really can't stand that smell. It's really potent to me for my breathing and whatever. So I'm trying to figure out, where is this smell coming from in the house, and I can't figure it out until finally I walk back out into get in the truck, and I had left that 100-foot roll of 4-inch drain tile, corrugated pipe for landscaping for your foundation, in the truck. And it was a hot day, and I got inside the truck, and holy cow, did the inside of my truck smell like Unstoppables. Most disgusting smell in the world, I think. And so I took it back, because I was like, now why do I want those chemicals in my stock tanks that I'm trying to grow organic vegetables in it next to the house here? And I say that a lot, it sounds like. I found that smell disgusting, and it was that drain tile. So I brought it back to Home Depot. I went to Menards, and I got one that had a sock on it. I had called Menards and asked the guy to go out and smell the stuff and see if it smells like Unstoppable or laundry detergent or something. He assured me it did not. I went and I bought it. I brought it home. Same thing. I left it in the truck. Same thing, smelled like Unstoppables. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I returned that. I went back to Home Depot and I bought these things. And I was going to put them into my stock tank in the bottom for a wicking bed. And lo and behold, they smelled also. So I contacted the company that manufactures them. And I asked them, what is the smell? Is it something that you guys spray on the product to keep mice away while it's sitting on the shelf outside at the big box stores? She said, no, they don't do that, but that these things are made from recycled bottles, laundry detergent, etc. So what I then decided was, that's not food grade to me. Because if these things are breaking down and it's recycled plastics, it doesn't fall into the 1 to 5 triangle of what's good plastic and bad plastic for food. So everyone's putting stock tanks together and raised beds together and wicking beds together using these things, and they're actually not doing a really healthy thing. So I sat here and I racked my brain trying to figure out how could I do it. This is another idea that I had. I thought, I'll make this deal here, and I'll put it down inside the stock tank like that, and I'll make two of them so it goes the whole length of the stock tank, and then I'll make a piece that comes up 2 feet so I can fill water from the top of the stock tank down into the thing. It'll have that little chamber and everything will be good. I did a little research, and I guess wood is not a good thing to put into the bottom of a water reservoir in your stock tank when you're going to make a wicking raised bed, and that's not going to work because it's going to mold and bacteria in the whole 9 yards. So I decided against that. I went to Walmart and I got all of these buckets that are food grade that frosting comes in, and I thought I'll cut them all down and I'll lay them in the bottom of the stock tank, and I will lay a piece of Home Depot sells this really flexible plastic in the paneling area, and I'll drill holes in it, whatever, and make it work like that. Now, I sat racking my brain trying to figure out, is that going to work for self-wicking that way or whatnot? And the reason why I'm trying to do it, a system like this, let me bring you over here. Sorry for all my mess. I'm in process of doing a bunch of things to my house. Okay, my dad made this years back. He cut a 50-gallon drum. He cut a rim off of it. He threw that in the bottom of it, and then he took a piece of fiberglass and he cut a whole bunch of holes in it. I knew I wouldn't get that to drop in there. And he made that. All right. And on this is the fill tube. Here's a drain hole, which is right above the level when you push down, right above the level of that, right? So it gives you a little water reservoir back in there, right? And my gosh, does that thing grow tomatoes. I've had a plant in there, and I've had over 200 tomatoes on the plant. It is absolutely incredible. But PVC, toxic. Fiberglass, toxic. This plastic, frankly, I don't think I've ever looked, to be honest. And I don't think it's going to show it on here, what it's made out of. I don't see it. If I do find it, what's this say? I can't read it. If I do find it, I'll put it in the descriptions if it means anything. Anyways, I don't think it's good to be growing food out of. But the thing grew tomatoes. The biggest plants I've ever seen. So that's where I came up with this idea with stock tanks. So I thought if I cut these things, these Walmart, I don't know, gallon and a half, something like that, buckets, and I threw them in the bottom of the tank, and then I put a piece of plastic over the top of them, drill a bunch of holes, that will do the same thing as that little container over there. But I don't know that it will work like that in the stock tank because of the depth of the stock tank that I'm going to have. It's 2 feet tall. So my water, here's the other one that I've got some rock in right now, washing some rock. I think about where the water level is right now is about the height that I'm going to pour rock in here. And then from there up is going to be dirt. And it'll probably be all the way up to about here. I don't know, 13 inches, 14 inches maybe. So I don't know if my wicking idea like that planter back there is going to work. So here's my idea that I've came up with. I am going to put rock, as you can see over here. I went to the gravel pit and I got a bunch of rock. This is 3/8, 3/4 inch size rock. some compost. I got a big old dirt pile out the way in front of the truck that I'm going to put into the stock tanks. So I'm just washing all the gunk off the rock right now in this tank, and then I'll transfer it from this tank into this tank. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to put rock in the bottom of the tank, and then I'm going to put fabric down, landscape fabric, which from what it says is non-toxic, and then I'm going to put compost and black dirt on the top of that. Now, what everyone else has been doing is using those corrugated pipe, putting it down into the bottom of their tank, and then putting a fill tube that comes up using PVC, toxic, or they're using corrugated pipe, toxic. So I'm eliminating all of that crap, cost and toxicity. And my idea is this.